So today's topic is lung carcinoma, or we call as a lung cancer. Today's objective: what is lung cancer, incidence and the prevalence of lung cancer, types of lung cancer, pathophysiology, risk factor, diagnostic stage, test and the staging, management and the complications part we will see tomorrow. Okay. So this is the normal image of your lung. So there is, you can see the trachea, the bronchioles, right lung, left lung, the pleural space which covers the lung, the muscle, the rib. So generally your lung has a two sponge-like organ. So right lung has a three section which we call it as a lobes, that is the upper, middle and the lower lobe, whereas left lung has a two lobe, that is upper lobe and the lower lobe. Sorry. Then the diaphragm. Then you have your lung is covered by the pleural space. When we take air from the nose or the mouth, it goes down through the trachea. Then it divided into the two lungs, that is the right and the left, and then it divided into the bronchi. Then bronchi turn into the primary bronchi, secondary, tertiary, and converted into the small bronchioles. And then bronchioles converted into the small air sac, that is the alveoli. Then the capillaries. हम लोगों ने ये सब normal function देखे हैं, right? What happened in lung cancer? These all the functions are disturbed. So what is the lung cancer? So lung cancer is an abnormal growth of the cell which tends to proliferate in an uncontrolled way, and in some cases it metastasis. Metastasis is the it spread to the other organs also. So cancer is a group of more than 100 different and the distinctive disease. Lung cancer is very common in India because it's the most common cause of the cancer death for the male and the woman. Tobacco use account for 87% of the lung cancer. Tobacco is like smoking. So who does the smoking? The risk factor is increased. Like in India, there are many women who do the smoking. So the incidence of the lung cancer is very common in India. So it is called as the smoking is directly proportional to the lung cancer. But in 70% of the lung cancer patient, disease has spread to the distal organ. Distal organ means other organs. There are mainly the type of the lung cancer. There are mainly two types of the lung cancer. So first is the small cell lung cancer and the second is the non-small cell lung cancer. Small cell lung cancer is like 20 to 25% it's present, whereas most common is the non-small cell lung cancer. So what is small cell lung cancer? Small cell lung cancer is the most aggressive form of the lung cancer. It's a fast growing type of the lung cancer commonly caused by the smoking. It usually starts in the bronchi and affects the whole lung, and it grows very quickly, creating the large tumors and spread throughout the body. So it first starts with the bronchi. So you can see if the non-small cell lung cancer, you can see the nodular or tumor in the first in the bronchi, and then it starts spreading to the other part of the lung. So if it start with the lower lobe, then it goes to the upper lobe or the other part of the body. So these cancer cells are the small and are considered to be quite aggressive in nature, and they have a large growth factor. So it's called as the small cell lung cancer because the tumor size is very small and it spread throughout the body very easily. So it's mainly caused due to the smoking. But it's very uncommon type of the lung cancer, whereas the common type of the lung cancer is non-small cell lung cancer. But in small cell lung cancer, you can see these tumors have metastasis to the other part of the body, that is brain, liver and the bone marrow. These type of the small nodules or the tumors you can see in the small cell carcinoma, which is start with the bronchi. In non-small cell lung cancer, it's the any type of the epithelial lung cancer. What is epithelial tissue? So epithelial tissue are widespread. It's present in everywhere in your body. So it's covering the all body surfaces like cavities or any hollow organ. So it perform major function like protection, secretion, absorption, excretion, filtration, or diffusion. So it also cover to the our whole lung. So non-small cell lung cancer is the type of the epithelial lung cancer. So it usually grow and spread more slowly than the small cell lung cancer. So small cell lung cancer spread easily, but whereas in non-small cell lung cancer, its spread is very slow. There are different type of the non-small cell lung cancer. Okay, so there is major 3 type. So first is adenocarcinoma. So what is adenocarcinoma? See in the image, okay? You can see these type of the lesion. So it formed by the granular structure in epithelial tissue and are often found in the periphery of the lung. So it's generally found in the periphery of the lung. Whereas in squamous cell carcinoma, it arises centrally in the bronchial tube. And in large cell carcinoma, it occurs in any part of the lung and tends to grow and spread faster than the other 2 types. So adenocarcinoma and squamous cell carcinoma, whereas in large cell carcinoma, it spread very rapidly, but it found in any part of the lung, whereas squamous cell carcinoma, it arises in a bronchial tube, whereas in adenocarcinoma, you can see the carcinoma or the cancer tissue in the periphery of the lung. सबको समझ रहा है?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So these type is important for the diagnostic purpose, and by deciding the type of the lung cancer, so where is the cancer tissue present, you can diagnose the patient and you treat the patient accordingly. So it says that adenocarcinoma is more common, whereas second most common is the squamous cell carcinoma. Then third is the small cell carcinoma and other lung cancer. But most present is the common is the adenocarcinoma. Okay. In non-small cell carcinoma. So first is the adenocarcinoma. Adenocarcinoma is the most common type of the cancer. Like it's the 40 to 50% you can see in a lung cancer is the adenocarcinoma. It clearly defines the peripheral lesion and it can occur in a non-smoker person also. So in a risk factor we will see how it occur in a non-smoker. It appears the glandular appearance under a microscope. So if you see under the microscope, you can see the glandular appearance. It's a slow metastatic in nature. As already said, the non-small cell carcinoma are slow spreading. So it is not spreading in 1 or 2 years. It takes mainly 10, 20 years to spread. So metastasis may progress and develop in a brain, liver, adrenal, and the bone metastasis. So in adenocarcinoma, it present in anywhere. As I say, it can occur in any part of the lung. So it started with the lung part, and then it spread to the other part of the body. So other part of the body is like it can spread to the other lobe of the lung, in a brain, in a liver, in a adrenal, in a bone metastasis. You can see it's easily seen on the chest X-ray. So did you see that in an image there is this spot? It's a light spot in the right upper lung at the level of the second rib. The light spot has an irregular and the poor defined border, and it's not uniform density. So you can see the light ring type of the structure or the opacity. So it can easily seen on the chest X-ray. Second is the squamous cell carcinoma. So squamous cell carcinoma, it generally arises centrally in the bronchial tube. So it arises from the bronchial tube or the bronchi. It moderate to poor differentiated. It around the 30 to 40% of the all lung cancer is the squamous cell carcinoma. So most common is the adenocarcinoma, and after that the common is the squamous cell carcinoma, and it's more common in the male. So like in all cancer, it can spread to the other part of the body like liver, adrenal gland and the lymph node. So it starts with the bronchial tube and it can metastasis into the liver, adrenal gland, lymph node. It is associated with the smoking. It is not the characteristic or it not visualized on an X-ray, but sometimes you can see the triangular shape or the increased opacity on the lung side. So like in the image, you can see the opacity at the medial base of the right lung. Did you see that? You can see even the fibrosis or the opacity is increased, or you not see the proper shape of the lung. So it's not the visualized in the X-ray, but sometimes you can see if the disease is progress or it's a metastasis into the other part of the body. So you can visualize on a X-ray also. Third is the large cell carcinoma. So it is the least common, but it make up to the 50 to 20% of the all lung cancer. It's a poorly differentiated cell. It tends to occur in the outer part of the body or the periphery, we can call it as. It arises or it develop in the periphery of the lung, and after that it invading the sub-segment of the bronchi and the large airway. So it first started with the periphery of the lung and then affected the bronchi, bronchioles or the other part of the lungs. So the spreading, or called as a metastasis, is slow, but early metastasis occur to the kidney, liver or other part of the organ, even the adrenal gland. So these are the mainly three types of the non-small cell carcinoma. Okay. So what are the causes and the risk factor for developing the cancer? So generally males are more prone to develop the lung cancer. It may be because in India it's seen mainly the males are more habitual for the smoking history. So it main cause, it's a risk factor for the male person to cause the lung cancer. The smoking history, if you are an active smoker, it's directly, as I earlier said, that smoking is directly proportional to the lung cancer. So if you are an active smoker, so it's chances that 85 to 87% you develop the lung cancer in a year. But in a passive smoker, it is seen that 3 to 5% also person suffer from the lung cancer. So passive smoker is like this in image. These two girls are not smoking, but this person is smoking. So the smoking air, it goes into her nose or the throat. So they may develop the lung cancer. So it around the 3 to 5%. Older age is the one of the risk factor for the lung cancer because of the decrease in immunity or the immunocompromised patient. It's one of the risk factor. The presence of airflow obstruction, any type of the obstruction, genetic predisposition, if the person's having the history of any type of the cancer or the lung cancer, person may have that DNA or the chromosome of the cancer's tissue, it may develop the lung cancer. Pollution and the occupational exposure, industrial work, lung diseases like TB, even TB is one of the risk factor for developing the lung cancer. Family history, that is the genetic disposition, and the diet. It is said that the diet, which is the people who take a low fruits and the vegetables, are one of the risk factor for developing the lung cancer. So these are the mainly the causes and the risk factor. So pathophysiology. So how lung cancer developed? So generally, carcinogen like smoking, occupational or the environment agent or the genetic, it's bind with the cells of the DNA and it damage the cells. So it damage the epithelial cell or damage the normal tissue of our lung, and it occur the changes in the cellular level, and there is the abnormal cell growth occur. So in our body, there is rapid growth of the cells. Our body cells is only acting the abnormal way. So when any foreign particles enter in our body, so it for example any foreign particles like in a pollen or anything else, it goes in our body. So our body defense mechanism fight for that, because they see कि कुछ तो foreign particles आ रहा है तो उनको मारना है. So our WBCs has acted, our T cells has acted, our humoral antibodies has acted, and it like उनको finish करते हैं या उनको मारते हैं जो भी foreign particles आते हैं. But in cancers condition, in any type of the cancer condition, what happened? Our body cells has grow faster, like it occur at a DNA level or it damage the cells and it grows in an abnormal way. So अगर खुद की ही body के जो cells है वो increase हो रहे हैं, so it's not a foreign for any type of the defense mechanism. It's not foreign for our body. So in that condition हमारी body के जो WBCs रहते हैं या फिर humoral antibodies रहते हैं वो find out नहीं करते हैं, and then वो उनको मारने की कोशिश भी नहीं करते. So it take a long time to diagnose the cancer, because body के अंदर क्या शुरू रहता है वो पता ही नहीं चलता है. And there is so there is a cellular changes and the abnormal cell growth and the malignant transformation of the pulmonary epithelial cell. So as I said, there is abnormal proliferation of our lung cell in a lung cancer. So these cells grow slowly and covers the segment of the bronchi and the lobe of the lung. So slowly it covers the whole bronchi and the other part of the lobe. So it causes the hypersecretion of the mucus and the abnormal growth of the cell. So that lesion formation of the lung tissue involves the bronchi, bronchioles, and even alveoli. So we see the different type of the lung cancer. So where sometimes the lesions start with the bronchi, sometimes lesions start with the periphery of the lung, but slowly it spread through the other part of the body. So it involves whole lung tissue like bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, even sometimes the capillaries, and it causes the lung cancers. It causes the tumor type of the structure in our lung. So what are the sign and the symptoms? Sign and the symptoms, mainly the two types, localized and the generalized. What is localized and what is generalized? So when we see as the localized, means cancer is only in the area where it started and has not spread to the other part of the body. So for example, if the cancer is started with a bronchi or in one part of the lobe, so in a localized symptoms you can see that cancer is not spread to the other part of the lobe. It is involving only that part. But whereas in generalized, it involves the other area throughout the body. So it spread to the other part of the lobe or the other part of the organ like liver, brain, or any other part of the lung. So in a localized sign and symptoms, we can see the symptoms like cough, fatigue, breathing problem. There is a blood in phlegm. There is a lung infection, that is the hemoptysis. There is hoarseness of the voice, hiccups, weight loss, chest pain, tightness, pleural effusion. In many patients, you can see the hemoptysis. It's very common in the lung cancer. Whereas in generalized sign and symptoms, you can see the generalized headache or the neurological finding. Neurological finding, you can see mainly the confusion of the minds or the absence of mind or the dementia type of the symptoms like forgetfulness. If the cancer's tissue spread to the brain, you can see the abdominal pain, elevated liver function test, enlarged liver, because the cancer has spread, cancer's tissue or that tumors has spread to the liver also. in that condition, you can see the enlargement of the liver, jaundice. There is symptoms of anorexia, hepatomegaly. Hepatomegaly is enlarged liver. So liver size has increased. Weight loss, there is recurrent respiratory infection and mental status changes. Mental status changes, as earlier said, the neurological finding, you can see the confusion of the mind or the absence of mind, forgetfulness. These are mainly the generalized signs and symptoms. Its generalized signs and symptoms is depend on where the lung tissues has spread. That lung cancer tissues has spread. So if it spread to the lung, other part of the lung, so whereas you can see the recurrent respiratory infection. If it spread to the liver, you can see the liver function test increase. There is abdominal pain, vomiting, jaundice, or the hepatomegaly. If these cancerous tissues spread to the brain, you can see these other type of the symptoms. So generalized signs and symptoms is depend on where the lung cancer tissue has spread. So where it is metastasis. So how you will diagnose the lung cancer? Any confusion till now?
No, ma'am.
समझ रहा है सबको?
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So diagnostic test, first we can do the blood test. So we check the CBC. So what is the red cell count and the white cell count? We can check the platelets to check the bone marrow and the organ function. We check the blood chemistry test. So blood chemistry test done to assess how organ are functioning, such as the liver and the kidneys functioning. So we do the LFT and the KFT, kidney function test and the liver function test to assess the how organs are functioning. Generally, we do the biopsy. So biopsy is the diagnostic test for the cancer, any type of the cancer. So if we have to do the lung cancer, so we can do the lung biopsy is to determine the tumor is cancer or not, or which grade the tumor is, or the type of which type of the cancer is. So for that we do the biopsy. So how we do the biopsy? You can see the chest X-ray. Chest X-ray may show the visible mass or the nodules. As earlier we see, there is a white spot on the lung. It's mainly we can see the diagnostic of the lung cancer, but it's not the confirmatory diagnosis. Like if we are not saying by X-ray only it's a lung cancer, because in early stage we are not able to see the lung cancer. In early stage, we are not able to detect the small type of the lung cancer, but in later stage, so in a severe grade, we can diagnose the patient, lung cancer patient, by the chest X-ray, or we do the CT scan. So in a CT scan also, you can see these type of the lesion or the white spot of the lung. Then we do the bronchoscopy. So bronchoscopy, why we do the bronchoscopy? So bronchoscopy is used to detect the cause of the breathing difficulties and the lung problem. So such as tumor, infection, or the bleeding, any type of the problem if we want to detect, we do go for the bronchoscopy. So it assess the extent of the airway obstruction. So it assess कि कहाँ तक airway obstruction है. So it is in the bronchioles, or it is in the bronchi, or it is in the periphery of the lung. So you can see this is the bronchoscopy. In the image also you are able to see. Okay, this is the bronchoscope. So it visualize on a screen, like TV screen. Next we do the endoscopy. So the endoscopy is the combination of the ultrasound. So it look the area around your food pipe. Food pipe is the esophagus. So endoscopy is not only see on your lungs functions, so it's any abnormality in the lung function, it also sees any abnormality in a lymph node or in a other part of the body, like in a stomach or in the liver. So the endoscopic ultrasound can check whether the lung cancer has spread into the lymph node in the central of the chest, close to the windpipe or any other part. For this test, the doctors mainly use a long flexible tube, which we called as the endoscope, and it has a tiny camera. So can you see in the image? This is the tiny camera. So on the light and the end where that the probe is attached. So in an ultrasound of the endoscopy, they use the high frequency sound waves to create a picture of the inside of the body. So you can able to see the inside picture of the stomach or inside picture of the liver. So any abnormality in the liver or any abnormality in the stomach, if the cancer has spread, you can easily see in the endoscopy. So generally to detect the cancer tissue, we do the endoscopy and the bronchoscopy. We also do the mediastinoscopy. So what is that? It is done to remove the biopsy of the lymph node in the area between the lung to check the cancer or the stage of the lung cancer. So if we have a doubt that the lung cancer's tissue may spread to the other part of the body or may spread to the other part of the lymph node, it involves the lymph node. So we do this type of the scopy so that we can collect some tissue and do the biopsy. Biopsy we do because we have to understand the stage of the cancer and we have to understand what type of the lung cancer is, so that when we able to identify the type of the lung cancer and the stage of the lung cancer, we can manage that patient accordingly. Okay. So there are different staging systems. So cancer staging system. It's very important because in what stage the person is, we can able to prognose the patient, we can able to give the treatment of the patient. So you can see the most common staging system for lung cancer in an overall world, it's a TNM system. We will see what is TNM. So as say, it's estimate the prognosis, and if we have to go for the surgery, we have to understand what type of the cancer is and where the cancer tissue is. So it guides the best course of the treatment or the management part. So what is TNM staging system? So you can see TMN. So that is T, M and N. Tumor, node and the metastasis. So T means tumors. So tumors is the tumor size. So it's a local invasion. Nodes is how the node is involved, the size and the type. M, it's a metastasis. So there is general involvement in the organ and the tissue. Okay. So first we see the T, that is the tumor. So tumor size. So when we called as, we have to diagnose the patient as patient having the T0, T1, T2, T3. These are the different staging. So TX we called as when the tumor size is unknown or the cancer cell are only found in the sputum. Whereas T0 is the tumor is present only in the cell lining the airway. T1 where tumor is less than or equal to 3 centimeter. T2 tumor size is 4 to 7 centimeter. T3 tumors is greater than 7 centimeter, and T4 there is tumors that invade the structure in the chest such as the heart, major blood vessels near the heart, the trachea and the esophagus. Okay. So these is depend on the tumor size. So TX, T0, T1, T2, T3 and the T4. It shows the size of the tumor. Whereas N, that is nodal involvement. So we called as N0 where there is no nodes are involved. N1 whereas the tumors has spread to the nearby node on the same side of the body. N2 whereas the tumor has spread to the nodes farther away but on the same side of the chest. So in N2 the tumor has spread to the other part but on the same side of the lung. So for example, that we can see the nodes are present on the left lobe. Okay, it can spread on the same side of the clavicle or the same side of the axillary node. So it's a spreading. In N3, the tumor has spread to the lymph node on the other side of the chest from the original tumor and has spread to the node near the collarbone or the neck muscle. So it's a clavicle lymph node also involvement, even on the subclavicle nodes also involvement. So there are involvement of the different type of the node in N3. Whereas M, that is metastasis. So M0 is the tumor has not spread to the distant region. M1, so M1A called as the tumor has spread to the opposite lung, to the lung lining. M1B, the tumor has spread to the distant region of the body, such as the brain or the bones, to the distant region. Whereas M1, it's also called as the M1A and the M1B. So M1A we called as where the tumor had spread to the opposite lung, to the lung lining. Whereas M1B, the tumor has spread to the distant region of the body, such as the brain or the bone. So metastasis M1A we called as where if the tumor has started with the bronchial tube of the left lung of the lower lobe, then it also spread to the right lobe. Okay, then we called as the M1A. M0 we called as the where tumor has not spread to the other part of the region. So if the tumor has started with a bronchial tube in a left lung, lower lobe, so it's not spread to the other lobe, we called as the M0. But if it's spread to the right to the left or the one part to the other part, so we called as the M1A. And M1B, when it spread to the other than the lung, so it spread to the liver, it spread to the bone, it spread to the brain, we say that the metastasis. Then there are the different stages. So first is the TNM staging. Okay, so that is tumor node and the metastasis involvement. Then the second is the staging. So staging is stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. So what is stage 1? The stage 1 where the lung tumor is a small and it localized to the lung. So there is no lymph node involvement. So it's stage 1A called as where its tumor is less than 3 centimeter. And the stage 1B called as the tumor is more than 3 centimeter and it's invading the surrounding local area. Okay, so other than the lung, it started invading around the local area. Stage 2A we called as where the tumor is less than 3 centimeter with the invasion of the lymph node. Okay, in stage 1, there is no invasion of the lymph node. You can see there is no lymph node involvement. But in stage 2, there is an involvement of the lymph node. Stage 2B, tumor is more than 3 centimeter, which also involves the bronchus, lymph node on the same side of the chest and the tissue of the local organ. This is stage 2. In stage 3A, tumor has spread to the nearby structure and the regional lymph node. Okay, and stage 3B, the tumors involves the heart, trachea, esophagus, mediastinum and the lymph node. So in stage 3B, where the tumor has involves the all part of the or it's spread to the other than the lung part. And it's stage 4, distal metastasis. Distal metastasis, the tumor tissues have spread to the all over the body or all over our organs. So it affects the liver, it affects the brain, or it affects the inner circulation. So it is called as the distal metastasis. So you can see these in the image. These are the 4 stages of the lung cancer. Any confusion in staging?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
You all able to understand the TNM staging and the other stage 1, stage 2, stage 4?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we see one example, okay? You have to answer this question. So if a person is suffering from lung cancer, in endoscopy, we see the tumor size is 3 centimeter and tumor has spread to the nearby lymph node, but there is no spread of the metastasis. So which stage it is? So in a
Second stage.
okay. So in a TNM classification, how you will say?
Tumor size is 3 centimeter and lymph node involved is on the nearby lymph node and metastasis is not there, ma'am.
Yeah.
T1
Hmm.
and N1 and M0.
Yeah. T1, N2, M0. And it's stage
Yes, ma'am.
2A lung carcinoma. Very good.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone understood this classification?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It's very important for the prognosis of the lung cancer patient or for the treatment part. So tomorrow we are going to see about the management part and the complications part with the homeopathic management. So if you have any questions, you can ask.